Guten Morgen! It's the German accent guy, and today I'm going to show you how to stealth camp. Before I roll the first montage, I have a couple of recommendations already. Don't park directly in front of the location you're going to stealth camp in. Take a detour. Try to avoid main roads, main hiking trails, and stick to game trails instead. This way, your approach is a little less noticeable and a lot more natural. Unless there's a guard dog. In that case, yeah, everyone knows you're there. Might want to rethink your life choices. Anyway, let's roll the montage. Another way of keeping a low profile and knowing what's happening around you is taking a break, listen and watch. Okay, I'm now 800 meters off the actual location. So far no one saw me, and my priority now is to drop my overnighter gear, because running around with a backpack like this is pretty suspicious. So I also want to avoid points of interest like this pile of debris. I'm trying to find a very unsuspicious looking spot where I can drop my backpack and hide it. This hollowed out tree is pretty amazing. Perfect for stashing my big backpack. So even if there are some urbexers today and if they're going to check out all the buildings, they will definitely ignore that tree, I guess, at least. We'll see. I would say that looks pretty good. Let's have another look from further away. So now that I stashed my backpack and I do look super unsuspicious, just like an everyday normal guy, it's time to scout the location. I would always recommend scouting the location beforehand, like a week before you do the stealth camping overnighter. But I know that's sometimes not possible. As you can hear, walking on those leaves is very loud, so trying to avoid to go over the very high grassy leafy stuff, and I'm trying to stick again to the game trail. It's a game trail? now the sound when I walk next to the game trail. So this filter basin is my spot for the evening. I'm going to put up my camp bed over there. And yeah, I already did an overnighter up here. It's pretty cool. It's pretty unique as well. And what? Wow. This is still frozen. Since it's still frozen in there, I definitely have to check that out. Let's get inside. This filter basin is definitely also pretty interesting, but I want to sleep under the clear sky and not under an asbestos roof. I don't know why, but I love this location. It's just a wastewater treatment plant, but it's so cool. Okay, for now it's time to retreat, because you don't want to hang around the spot where you're actually going to camp and do an overnighter. You can see me casually chilling near the actual spot now. But that's only because I've been here so many times already. It's basically home turf at this point. And once you know an area well, you naturally get a bit bolder. But for my first overnighter here, it was a very different story. I was properly casing the area, went full spec ops, and even set up a little observation post. I kept moving carefully, stayed out of sight and avoided any contact. In the end, nobody came by and I made my way into the filter basin before sunset. After chilling and taking in the environment, it's time to explore a little bit more. Going to check out this area over there, because it has some old Soviet rubbish, and every time I go there I find something new. It's pretty interesting usually. So if you cannot avoid being on loud ground, you should definitely wait and listen every like 10 steps, for example. Guys, we are entering the next phase of our stealth camping adventure. Only got like 1.5 hours of sunlight left, tops. And I'm going to drop my day pack and get the overnighter gear. Let's do it. In this phase now we are living the rule, set up late and leave early, which really helps when you're stealth camping. Still depends a little bit on the location, of course. There might be locations where you can set up your stuff earlier if you don't hang around there. But for this place, definitely going to set up late. So I set the hollowed out tree free. Whoever wants to live here. It's like a natural shelter, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe next time. Okay, let's get to the filter basin. Yeah, I got my stuff up here. That's pretty cool. And now I can set up my camp bed. Mission accomplished. It's 5:30 now. Finally time for a step 2. Cheers, guys. This is indeed beautiful, isn't it? And yeah, how shall I say it? Now comes the hardest part. Light and noise discipline. And that means no campfire. So I already thought about alternatives for preparing your meal. In some situations I had like a potato salad, for example, with me that I could eat without warming it up. And yeah, I could also actually maybe use like a small camping gas stove here. But I didn't bring one. I've got another alternative. Checked it out multiple times and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it because they are very delicious. suddenly it's dark. Guys, it's getting cold and it's super important to stick to the light and noise discipline. Stay quiet, use your light sparingly, and if possible, only shine to the ground and use red light. In the woods at night, a fire can be seen for kilometers, a flashlight for hundreds of meters, and a normal voice can be heard for about 100 meters. So if you want to stay stealthy, control your light and control your noise. Oh boy, what a nice stealth camping day, guys. I'm lucky there are no clouds, pretty cool, I can see the stars, it's amazing. I'm going to stargaze and then fall asleep. Good night, guys.
8 hours later.
Guten Morgen. My sleeping bag is pretty wet this morning. But I have to say, this camp bed for rocky ground, it's the best. I almost forgot to mention one important part. If you're doing stealth camping, especially solo, you should always come prepared. Bring pepper spray at least. You should have a means of self-defense. It's very important. And now, like I said, set up late, leave early. It's almost time to pack. Yeah, looks like this will be a gorgeous day. I hope you enjoyed this stealth camping guide. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one, guys.